Trump faces a growing pile of legal and ethical scandals, there's one thing that's been getting lost in all the noise. His actual policies are deeply, wildly unpopular. I feel like you probably know that watching this show. So unpopular.
So whenever I see this guy, there's only one thing that really pops into my head. Let me know what you think.
Just let yourself, baby, feeling oh so silky smooth, and just let it shine through. Just let yourself glow.
That's what I think of. Let's see what he has to say.
Popular, in fact, that Trump's disapproval rating has now hit a record high of 55%. That's according to a new Economist and YouGov poll. The drop comes amid growing backlash to the administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case, but the broader trend is clear. This week, Good Trouble protests named for the late Congressman John Lewis have mobilized at more than 1,500 sites across all 50 states as organizers call out what they describe as a sweeping assault on civil rights.
Did you guys hear of this Good Trouble protest? Anyone? I mean, by looking at the screens there, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, they have 8 screens up, and I can probably count the amount of people that I see. So these are 8 screens spanning the entire country. And I mean, in Rochester, I'm literally looking at like 7 people right now. So I'm not sure how large scale these things were. But let's see what else Soglo has to say.
Democracy and the rule of law. And that energy is showing up in the numbers. A new CNN poll shows Democrats are significantly more energized than Republicans heading into next year's midterm. 72% of Democrats say they're, quote, extremely motivated to vote. That's a full 22-point advantage over Republicans. Meanwhile, Trump's legislative agenda is tanking in public opinion. Nearly 6 in 10 Americans oppose his so-called Big Beautiful Bill, thanks in large part to its deep cuts to Medicaid and other essential programs, and the GOP knows it. Just this week, Vice President J.D. Vance was in Pennsylvania asking Republicans to, quote, talk to your friends about the bill. Let your buddies know. They probably don't want to, which, let's be honest, is not where you want to be with your signature legislation. Vaughn Hilliard and Tara Setmeyer are back with us. Vaughn, I want to start with some of that polling. One, the CNN poll that finds Trump's approval rating among Republicans and independents. So first, 88% with Republicans, 32% with independents. So he feels pretty good there. But then you look at his immigration approval also. CNN poll, down 10 points since March. 51% in March, 42% of people approve of how he's handling immigration in July. How is the, I mean, I've heard them say this over and over and over again to my face, and not that, you know, the polls don't matter. They're fake polls. If he doesn't like it, they're not real polls. But how are they actually looking at these numbers? Because they see it too, and they understand there's a problem.
Well, so far they're not reversing course,
right?
Which I think is telling in its own way. Because this is a president and an operation around him that feels like they are able to control the.
I can't take this show seriously. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. Again, yeah, so Trump is down 10% in the polls when it comes to immigration. All right. He's running around getting his hands dirty right now, which is something that wouldn't be necessary if they would just turn over criminals to ICE. But that's not what they do. And Holman said, if you're not going to turn over the criminals, we're going to have to run around the city scooping them up. And if while we run around the city scooping them up, we find other people that are just working without a criminal record, we can't say no, right? You can't wrap up 10 people and say, okay, here's a murderer, here's a rapist, whatever, boom, boom, boom. You just do drywall. You're still illegal, and our job is to deport illegals, right? If these cities would help facilitate getting these people out, getting the criminals out, then they wouldn't have to run around scooping up all these other people that we don't really, we care about, but we don't care that much about, right? We want criminals. Criminal is the benchmark. That's what you want. You want people that committed crimes post coming here. If you've been here, if you have a family here, if you're working, if you're paying taxes, if you're doing all the rigmarole, you're going to find it very hard to say that person should be at the top of the list for deportation, right? So if we can get through all the criminals first, then we can sit down and have a conversation about the people that are left. But if you guys are not going to help facilitate in getting out everybody, then we're just kind of going to have to do a grab bag and just scoop up whoever we can. That's what's happening right now, and that's why his polling is taking a little dip. Not that big of a deal. It's really not, as far as whatever. The midterms aren't here yet, right? But down the road, I think this is all going to play out well for the administration in the end. Once they get their footing on this issue. If you are still here with me, please subscribe. Please. Come on. Just hit the button. If you can't like, that's cool. I would prefer a subscription, but if you hit the like, that's good too. It's all free. It's all free. If you can comment, even better. We can have a conversation down below. If you want to follow me and see the other crazy stuff that I post and other conversations we can have on X, 6283 Talk on the X. And guys, I'll see you again on the next video. Thanks a lot.